What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you all tuning in as always. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that dang subscribe button. Look at all these damn parts back here. We have got to get these damn things installed on the little blue Ripper. And that's what we're going to do in today's upload. But before we get into it, you guys are going to have to bear with me for this upload, I guess. The last upload, I think, was installing the clutch pedal and master cylinder. You guys go check that out, link in the description. But I had two videos after that, disassembling the engine, and also after that we put our cam in. We put our oil, we had to take our oil pan down, put a new oil pump on, all kinds of stuff. Somewhere in the mix, I don't know how, I lost the footage. Most of it anyhow. I think it's because my phone and iPad's connected, iCloud. I deleted a bunch of stuff off the iPad, ipso facto. I'm missing a whole bunch of footage because I do this all on two separate phones. I've got my phone I'm on now, and I use this one as well. Easiest way, good footage, quick, easy. But anyway, as you all can see, we have got some stuff thrown back on the engine. We've got the engine surface cleaned up, and I'll get all into this. But we are very, very far ahead. But like I say, guys, I absolutely apologize. But I do have some footage of going over the cam that's in the truck. You guys will see it's a donkey dick of a cam. Sorry. But we threw the cam in, we threw a new oil pump on, we reinstalled our oil pan. And that's another thing. I had to drop the oil pan again, and I don't get to go over that. But if there's anything that you guys want to know that I missed and didn't go over, or I'm not able to put in the video, my mind's everywhere. So if there's something I didn't touch on and you guys need answered, shoot me an email, comment below. I'll always reply. You guys, hit your boy up. But anyway, let's jump back a little bit and go over some footage. I'll catch you guys here in a second. Alright, so guys, this is one of them upgrades that I'm just giddy about. It's something I've been waiting for a long time. Like I say, I love my diesel trucks, and that's what I want to invest all my time and money into. But you get to a point in your life where you're comfortable, you know what I mean? You got some money to spend, and you just want to go for them toys that you've always dreamed of having. So this is one of them. This is one of my bucket list trucks. I know it's a small wins. I don't need anything crazy. It's a bucket list truck for me. So we're going to knock it out. We're going to keep having fun with it. But anyway, so we got a cam from our guys at Brian Tooley Racing. BTR Stage 3 truck camshaft. You guys can see, and it's a kit. It comes with their Beehive valve springs. If you guys want to check those bad boys out. And then it also comes with their 740, I believe. Yeah, 740 chromoly push rods. 5/16 diameter, 740 long, .080 wall. It's a pretty badass kit. Like I say, it's their Stage 3. So here's all the specs on it. So it's a pretty choppy cam. It's got a really good sound at idle. Like you're gonna lose a little low end torque, but that peak power is gonna come in bigger than shit. Oh yeah, and they come with a new set of valve seals as well. There's the Distributor, Michigan Motorsports. Like I say, you can find this cam package just about anywhere. They have Stage 1 through Stage 4. I think their Stage 4 cam would probably be their turbo cam, I think. But anyway, this is going to be perfect for us. And I want to say for the whole kit, I mean, it was under $500, so you cannot, absolutely not. I mean, maybe $500 to $600, but you cannot go wrong. And like I say, it's a tried and true product. I mean, they're coming out with new versions. I'm not even for sure if this is a V2 cam or not, but they do have a V2 series out. Stage 3 truck cam. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, there's your numbers on the cam if you guys want to check it out. But anyway, so this is what we're going to throw in next. It's the cam. I am super fucking pumped about it. a 2, a 3. Do it. I know you guys would shit if I just chugged a bottle of syrup. If you know, you know. Anyway, so as you guys saw, we got a new cam along with some other goodies. So we threw the cam back in. We put a new cam retainer plate on. Sorry. And we did an all new timing set, new oil pump drive gear, new timing gear, new timing chain, new oil pump. We've reinstalled the oil pan, everything. And we're pretty much doing new everything. That's why I keep kind of kicking myself in the ass, if you will, about not just going ahead and doing a full rebuild, you know, a full rods, pistons, full-fledged rebuild. But that's okay. We got the deck all cleaned up, and we got the valley cover, or valley surface, we got it all cleaned up. Everything's ready for install. We just got to start throwing on some of these parts back here. But anyway, we didn't fasten our timing cover down, and that's for good reason. That's gonna go hand in hand with today's video, and that's why I'm sorry. This video is it might give you guys some headaches if you keep up with the channel. If not, hey, you're here. But hit that dang subscribe button. So we didn't fasten our timing cover all the way down. Reasons being, we're going to put our new heads on today after we got put our new lifters in too. But we got new heads. We're gonna install those, and we're gonna put some new the BTR Brian Tooley Racing Beehive valve springs in. In order to do so, the easy way, or my easy way, I'm going to go over it with you guys. You're going to need to have eyes on your timing setup, your timing chain, timing gear, oil pump drive gear, whatever. And I'll show you guys why whenever we get to that point. But do not, if you guys are just doing the timing cover, and I'll forget to say this, that's why I'm saying it now. If you're just doing a timing cover gasket, or if you're doing a front seal, if you're doing a front seal or a whole new whole new front timing cover, which I suggest you do, don't fasten it all the way down until you put your crank pulley on. Put your crank pulley on before you tighten all your bolts down, because the timing cover is not on dowels or anything. It's not self-aligning. The crank pulley actually aligns it. So you want to get it on and then tighten your bolts down. Whatever. I just wanted to get that in there before I forget. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and get this tape peeled off if we can. Before we get into throwing on our new cylinder heads and valve springs and all that good stuff, we have got to throw on our new lifters, and we got some new lifter trays as well. These are the ones that we went with. There are guys at Summit. If you guys want to get that part number right there, they are LS7 lifters, where it's just a good cost-effective upgrade. Not a lot of people will do it. Some will say it's beneficial, some will say it's not, but whatever. But they come oiled, of course, because you're going to want to have them soaking in oil if you're going to install them in your truck. If they're not soaking in oil like this, I'd soak them in oil for an hour or two anyway, just get them nice and lubed up. But it's a fairly simple install. We're just going to throw them in the trays, throw them in the engine, good to go. So easy enough, you guys. Lifters are pretty basic to install. There's really only one way for them to go in, so you can't mess up. But I do suggest using some of that assembly lube. Just throw them on the rollers before you throw it in there. Just kind of help with dry starts. You guys know the deal. But so anyway, we're going to move on. I want to try to get the engine closed up tonight. I'd like to, so I don't have to worry about putting towels and tape and all that shit. But I'm going to go over the surface, wipe it down with brake clean and everything, the deck and the valley cover. I am going to go ahead and pull this timing cover off for now, and we'll get to why here in just a minute, or a few minutes anyhow. Let's see if I can, yeah. Look at all that newness. All new timing set, new oil pump drive gear, new oil pump, new oil pan, everything new. You guys can see that new cam down in there. Oh God, I love this shit. It gets me going. I'm running out of space, guys. I need room to work, and I don't have room for nothing. Good Lord. I don't even remember what I did with all my timing cover bolts, to be honest with you guys. I think it's these. Yeah. Okay. So, I am going to clean up the deck surface just a little bit and get the new, we've got a new Felpro head gasket set, and we've got our cylinder heads down here. So, I done lost my train of thought. Let's just get all this shit out. This is what we got, you guys. We've got some new cylinder heads. We've got some new Felpro head gaskets, some new Felpro head bolts. And I haven't had any in a while, so I haven't really thought about it. But some new copper coat spray gasket for these head gaskets. Really helps them seal up and bond. I definitely recommend using it if you're ever doing a head gasket job. I'll show you guys whenever we go to install. Quick backstory. I've gone over it quite a bit, but the old cylinder heads over here, just one of them was going to need replacing. It wasn't going to need it, but whatever. Was tapping or drilling out these two bolts here. It was the manifold bolts or header bolts. Broke off, was drilling them out. Got too drill happy, plugged a hole, ruined the head. So had to run and get some new ones. Now I was going to order some from... Oh shit, Texas Speed, I guess, is where I was looking, and I was getting ready to drop some bucks. I mean, well over $1,000 for some upgraded heads. But got to thinking about it. It's hitting a turbo build. This isn't some crazy, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 horsepower truck. I don't need upgraded heads. So I'll scroll down the Google search, and lo and behold, AutoZone popped up with cylinder heads. Never crossed my mind. But got on there. There was none local to me, but the closest ones was in Evansville, Indiana, and that's about 45 minutes from me. Not bad. It was about 4 o'clock in the evening around there, so I called them up. Hey, you got these? Yeah, we got them. Hold on, I'm coming to get them some bitches. But anyway, so that's where we got them. I'm going to plug a little footage in right here, just quick driving footage going to pick them up. Had a little fun road trip. Here it is. But these bad boys, they are supposed to be ready to install, ready to slap on, good to go, per manufacturer spec. But new valve springs, new retainers, new valves, new everything. We'll hit it with some brake clean, because like I say, there is some packing oil that they use to keep from rusting and stuff. I haven't busted this one open yet, but they come very well packaged. As you guys can see, had tie-down straps all over them. They wasn't budging. There's part number if you guys want to get them. I imagine if you got these or you tried to source them through your dealer, they probably wear your ass out, if they even offer them to you. But they are just the 862 heads that came out of the truck, those same heads over there. But I want to get these bad boys slapped on, and then we can move on to the main purpose of this video, because we're going to disassemble these heads just a little bit once we get them put on the truck. But we need to have them on the truck before we can do anything else. I'm hoping these are the right head bolts, because they didn't look right to me, but let's hope they are. You guys will find out soon enough if they are or if they aren't. But like I said, I need to clean up my mating surface just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and move this gasket. Get that RTV on it. We'll clean that up here in a little while. But just like I say, I want to clean up the head surface. We'll get those head gaskets. We'll hit those with some copper gasket. Get them set into place. And we'll come over here and whittle these heads in there. And it's going to look fucking sick. We have got the head set on. Looks amazing. Of course, though, they're the wrong head bolts. I was looking at them whenever I got them, and they just didn't look right from the get-go. They are all different sizes, but they are all the wrong size. And if you guys know, this is the longest ones we got. And the head bolts are long as shit. You know what I mean? So it's it's not gonna work for us. Not a big deal. I'm gonna get, whenever I get home, I'm gonna get online and see if we can't get something overnighted, and see if I can find some local. So if you guys are looking for head bolts, these are not the ones. But anyway, I just threw 3 lower head bolts and 3 upper head bolts. Just went ahead and put those down and just snugged them up with my battery ratchet. Because I am going to be doing the valve springs. That's the main gist of this video. I want to knock out them valve springs. It's fairly easy. We're just going to brim over the topic, knock them out, and then just final touch. I've got a new valley cover. I'm going to throw it on, and we may even slap the crank pulley on so we can get this whole bad boy sealed up. God dang, I don't know what the hell I was trying to say. But anyway, let's jump over here. We have got some BTR Beehive valve springs. Sexy, sexy, sexy valve spring. We also got their valve seats we're going to be throwing on as well. We've got our tool over here. I was just getting a feel for it on this other cylinder head, but that's the tool we're going to be using. We're just going to fasten this bad boy down. But anyway, the reasons why we had to have the head installed, they do have a tool you can use if your cylinder heads are off, and you can do the valve springs that way. But to me, it's easier with them on the truck. But so, what we're going to do, and I'll get a diagram drawn out for you guys here in a second, but I just kind of want to touch base and go over what we're going to do. We have to have access to our timing gear. We need to be able to see our top dead center mark, because that's going to tell us where our cylinders are landing, so that we can run through and do each valve spring while the cylinder is at top dead center. So right now, we're at top dead center. You guys can see both marks. We're at top dead center. So cylinder 1 and cylinder 7, I think, is at top dead center. I'm gonna have to go back and check, but cylinder 1 and 7 should be at top dead center, so that we can do this valve spring set and this valve spring set right here, and you won't drop a valve. And that's the whole reason for this. You want your piston to be at top dead center. so that you don't drop a valve whenever you pull tension off of the valve spring. That's the whole reason. That's the only reason we're doing this. Let me get a diagram drawn up, and I'll go over the rest of it, and we'll knock out this install. All right, so you guys bear with me. This is kind of my diagram I got drawn up. Obviously, it's my makeshift engine here. You guys don't make fun. But sitting just like this. Right side of the engine, 1357, odd cylinders. Left side of the engine, 2468, even cylinders. All right, so you're going to want to be at top dead center. That's where we're at. You got your cam gear at 6 and got your crank gear. You've got it at 12. You can see that mark. At that point, I was off at cylinder 1 and 6. I said 7 for some reason. But we've got cylinder 1, which is here. And we've got cylinder 6, which is here at top dead center. So we can change those valve springs. Once you get that accomplished, then you can turn your crank gear over 90 degrees, which will move your cam gear 45 degrees. So it'll be about here. I don't know the exact timing spot, but it'll be about right here. Because the next set, low battery, because the next set will be at the 9 o'clock position. But anyway, so you rotate your crank 90. That'll move your cam gear 45. So your next set will be cylinders 5 and 8. Once you do that, you're going to crank your crank gear another 90, so that'll put you all the way down low at the 12 o'clock position, and your cam gear should be at the 9 o'clock position. You can do cylinders 4 and 7. One more time, crank that sumbitch over 90 degrees, and your cam gear will move another 45 degrees. You'll be at cylinders 2 and 3. Good to go, no problem. Go ahead and put it back at top dead center. Whenever I go back to full reassembly, I just like to always have the engine at top dead center, no matter what. You don't have to, but I like to. But so anyway, we're going to grab our little tool over there. We're going to get going on cylinders 1 and 6, get these valve springs swapped out. I'm not going to go into too much detail. This tool is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to tighten this bad boy down. If you guys want to know exactly how to do valve springs, they're all hand in hand, but I did the valve springs on this Cummins right here. I'll leave a link in the description to that video. Go check it out. Just compress them, get yourself a magnet, get those keepers out. Just cleanliness is always key whenever you're doing an install like this. So let's knock this shit out real fast. So tedious more than anything, but we got the new beehive springs all installed. Good to go. Actually, a whole lot easier than the diesel over there. But anyway, simple method. Like I say, we just spun the timing gear over and got each cylinder at top dead center and went over to it. A couple of the valves we had to pick up just a little bit to get the keepers in there, but went together flawlessly. I actually used some of that assembly lube and dabbed some on top of the valve so that the keeper had something to stick to, whatever. But before I head out of the shop tonight, I'll probably wrap up this video in the morning. But before I head out, I kind of want to close up the engine halfway. I can set the timing cover in place to cover up the timing set, but I want to get that valley cover on. You guys can see, the cam in there. And I just don't want a whole bunch of shit dropping in there. I don't expect there to be anything dropped in there, but you never know. So on our oil pan, we have got the ICT billet oil cooler block off. So I figured, and this is from our guys at Summit, so I figured I might as well get the matching ICT billet valley cover. Pretty sweet. Comes with new hardware. Has a gasket, I guess, built into it. Yeah, so that's pretty sweet. You don't really have to deal with the gasket all too much. But anyway, there's your part number. It's off summit.com, your Gen 3 LS valley cover. I'm pretty stoked about it, to be honest with you. And I'm telling you guys, you are seeing it each step of the way. We're not skipping out on this damn thing. That's why I keep saying it. Shit. I wish I would have went ahead and just went full rebuild. But it's okay. Look at this damn thing. Everything is new on it. Everything is going to be new on it. Whatever, it's all good. Let's just go ahead, let's throw this valley cover on, and we'll probably call it a night and just finish up in the morning. It's the next day, you guys. Left out last night pretty late, but just snugged up our valley cover, got everything cleaned up, but it looks absolutely killer. The valve springs was a fairly easy job, of course. But anyway, before we end this video off, just have one more thing I want to go over. You guys saw last night, we didn't have the right head bolts. Got home, sourced some, my local AutoZone had them. And of course, another set of Philpro head bolts. But here is the correct part number if you guys want them. I've already got one set torqued down, but I want to go over the torque sequence with you guys because it's a little different. But we've got all the necessary bolts. You have got 10 of these M11 big bolts, and then you have got 5 of these. I guess they're M8s maybe. I don't know for sure. But these short ones, they're for the 2 outside points of the head. But anyway, like I was saying, we've already got this head torqued down. The short ones are these ones on the ends, back there in the back, inside of the valve train here. But anyway, let's just go over the torque sequence. First and foremost, don't worry about these top ones. Just leave them loose for now. You can set them in place, leave them out, whatever you want to do with them. We're just going to focus on these 2 rows here, your M11 bolts. So with that being said, I drew up a little hinky diagram for you. But you guys can see, first pass. Of course, first just snug them up with your battery ratchet. But first pass is going to be 22 foot-pounds. And this is your sequence right here. You guys can see you've got your center one right here. That's where you're going to start. 1 and then 2 below it, and just follow those numbers. But we'll go 22 foot-pounds all the way across. Now, excuse me, you've got 2 more passes that you're going to have to do, and this is where it comes in handy to have a degree torque wrench, or at least one that has a setting for degrees on it. I'll see if I can do it without sending it out of whack. Yep, of course. Here, let me set this thing down real quick, see if we can get it to pop up. These things are a little finicky. There you go. All right, so see, we got ours set at 90 degrees already. We can bump through our functions. You know, we've got Newton meters, we got inch pounds, foot pounds. Oh, couldn't even tell you what that one is, fellas. And then you've got your degrees. But as you guys can see, you can change it. But anyway, so your second pass on the head bolts, following the same sequence, is going to be a 90-degree twist. And reasons being is, these head bolts, that's why they're only one-time use, is because they're set on a twist sequence, more or less. They're set to a certain amount of stretch or a certain amount of twist. And that's why you only want to use them one time, because after you use them once, they're no good. I don't recommend it. And there's a lot of bolts like this on these LS engines. Anyway, your second pass, you're going to go around and hit them all at 90 degree. Now, third pass. Same exact thing, but instead, we're going to go down to, wait, 69, We're going to go to 70 degrees. That's for your third pass. After you hit them all at 70 degrees, you're good to go. Following that, just to finish it up, tie the knot, head on up here to your top bolts here, hit all those at 22 foot-pounds. Of course, starting from the center, working your way out, and you're torqued. You're good to go. So just real fast, we're going to throw these in. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention it, of course, and I forgot about it in its entirety. That back head bolt. Before you set your heads on, you're going to want to have it fed into the hole so you can get it in. Because you can see on the firewall where the scratches are, you won't be able to get it in. And that's on both sides. So just keep that shit in mind. Let's get this other side torqued down. Let's end this video off. fellas. I got both of the heads torqued down, good to go, and went ahead and threw on my new crank pulley and crank pulley bolt. Now, that is another bolt that you don't want to, it's one-time use is what I'm trying to say. And if you go ahead, throw on a new crank pulley if it's coming off too, might as well. It's not that expensive. But there is a torque sequence just like the head bolts for that crank pulley bolt because it's set to a certain standard of twist, if you will. But I just use my impact, send it home. Installing it, I like to just heat up the backside of the crank pulley just a little bit, kind of put it on, and you guys probably saw in the time lapse, I used a little block of wood, put it on the face of it, hammer it in until I can get enough threads on the old crank pulley bolt. I don't know what I did with it. Got all the old parts over here. Use the old crank pulley bolt, and I put a little bit of fastener lubricant on there just to keep from cross-threading and stuff, but used it to get it the rest of the way seated onto the crank. After that, put the new bolt in, use my impact on the highest setting, send that bad boy home. Did you guys like that? So we're good there. That is all we're gonna do in this video. We've accomplished quite a damn bit, but we're to the point where it's go, 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 fellas. The engine bay is gonna be completed fairly quickly. For whatever reason, I cannot get my hands on a set of flywheel bolts for this new OEM flywheel that we've got sitting back here. I've got pressure plate bolts galore. I wanted to get ARP for both of them, and it comes with some pressure plate bolts too. But can't get flywheel bolts, so I'm waiting on those to come in the mail. Hopefully they come soon enough. But anyway, we're moving on to the next video. I hope you guys learned something in this one. Make sure to smash that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what you guys want to see maybe. But that's going to do it. Nonetheless, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.